Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, Connecticut in the orange. Most of the state seeing COVID yet again on the rise. What's causing this latest spike and what local health officials are recommending tonight.
Catalytic converter thefts still rising, but thieves in one Connecticut city took things a step further. The scary moments for homeowners who confronted those thieves.
And honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., how Connecticut is celebrating MLK Day and sharing his lessons of social justice and fighting racism. We begin at 10, though, with a COVID-19 alert. The Centers for Disease Control is recommending mask wearing for most parts of Connecticut right now. Good evening. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. Thanks for joining us here. The latest coronavirus variant, XBB.1.5, is causing a rise in cases over the last few weeks. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner asked health experts if we've now passed a winter COVID peak. DeAndrea joins us live in Hartford tonight with their answer. DeAndrea.
Hi, you guys. Well, I spoke with community members today and health experts about COVID-19. One doctor tells me that we may have seen the winter peak already, but this new subvariant is something to keep an eye on.
There's a lot of things going on.
It's winter season. You have the flu, RSV, and 3 years into the pandemic, still COVID-19 persists.
I feel like naturally numbers were going to spike in the winter for the simple fact that, it's cold and flu season.
Currently, the CDC ranks 7 out of 8 counties in Connecticut at the high level for COVID-19 community transmission. But some health experts say that COVID-19 cases may have peaked for the season.
Well, the numbers climb right after Thanksgiving. And from what we saw, anywhere between January the 4th or the 6th was the highest numbers that we were seeing in terms of new positive. And then it's a little bit of a drop.
That being said, health professionals are still erring on the side of caution.
I'll just have one reserve is like with this new subvariant, the XBB.1.5, which is highly contagious. Let's see how that plays into like the numbers over the next few weeks.
Hospitalizations and deaths are much lower in Connecticut than they were this time last year. This graph shows that this time last year, there were nearly 2,000 hospitalizations, about as many as the first COVID-19 wave in 2020. Now we're in the 700s with numbers trending down. It's the same with COVID-19 related deaths. This time last year, the state was averaging 25 to 30 deaths a day, a big decline in the first wave in 2020. But now the state is averaging 3 to 8 deaths a day.
What changed last year was the introduction of Omicron. So you had like both Omicron and Delta were like competing for hosts, and Omicron was very contagious compared to the one we had before.
Dr. Anthony says that even though things are a lot different from a year ago, COVID-19 hasn't ended.
But what we do still see, we still see people come in the hospital with COVID, and we still see people dying with COVID. So I want to say to the folks who think this is over, it's not.
Now, he, along with other health experts that I spoke with, say that if you do choose to wear a mask indoors, that mask should be an N95 or any type of surgical mask. In Hartford, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
DeAndrea, thank you very much. Well, we got a taste of winter this weekend, but as we've seen so far this season, it's not going to be lasting for very long.
Bit of a roller coaster ride here. I want to begin with meteorologist Ryan Breton joining us for the first check of the forecast. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ben and Jen. Good to be with you guys. Hi, everybody. It was a cooler day today, but still temperatures above average, but it will be even milder the next couple of days. If you want to see some sunshine, you'll have to get out early tomorrow morning to do that because clouds will be coming back in pretty quickly, and there might even be a sprinkle or shower tomorrow afternoon. But the next big system to watch comes in Thursday afternoon. Big swirl offshore. This at one point today looked like it had an eye to it. Still kind of does. Headed up toward Nova Scotia, starting to weaken a little bit over the cooler waters there. But in northern New England today, it's been quite a mess with snow, sleet, freezing rain in Maine. Around here, we had a couple of showers this morning, which caused some problems for the morning commute with snow and freezing drizzle. But the radar is clear now and no concerns going forward for tonight or tomorrow morning. morning. There was some wind today, too. We gusted 25 to 30 miles per hour, even higher than that at times. But the wind is starting to lighten up tonight as well. So here we go. We'll go hour by hour. Sky's nice and clear the rest of the night, and you'll see a good sunrise tomorrow morning. But the clouds come in pretty quickly from the west. By 9 o'clock, clouding up in western Connecticut. Pretty cloudy by midday just about everywhere. And there may be a sprinkle or shower out there tomorrow afternoon. So temperatures tonight dropping into the 20s. Plan on a bus stop temperature around 30, and then a cloudy afternoon. But we're in the 40s with maybe a sprinkle or shower. More on that next storm for Thursday coming up in just a little while.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Following breaking news on the roads tonight, I-91 South still feeling the effects of a crash that happened earlier this evening. This is a live look in Windsor, just before exit 34, where the DOT says a multi-car crash happened between exits 34 and 33 in Hartford. The DOT says the highway has been closed for almost 4 hours now. We're working to get more details from state police. We'll be sure to update you when we do hear more about it. But as you can see, just a mess on 91.
Does not look good. Thank you, Ben. All right, new at 10, Bristol police are investigating a string of catalytic converter thefts that happened over the weekend. Police say in 2 of the incidents, the suspects threatened the homeowners with a gun. Fox 61's Gabby Molina spoke to one of the victims. She joins us live in Bristol with those details tonight. Gabby.
Jen, towns and cities around the state have reported an uptick in catalytic converter thefts lately. But the people that I spoke to here in Bristol said that they're worried that that problem is escalating after thieves showed up armed to steal from several different neighborhoods.
Very traumatizing. You know, the fact that it happened in our driveway, it's kind of scary. You don't think that something like this could happen, but it did.
People in 3 Bristol neighborhoods became some of the latest victims of catalytic converter thefts over the weekend. Some of them coming face to face with the thieves, who police say had a gun.
My husband then said he heard the saw, and that's when he peeked out the window right there and realized, he's like, oh my God, and ran outside. And my husband screamed, and they screamed back profanity, pointed the gun at him, and just sped off.
One of the victims, who did not want to show her face on camera, said the thieves were brazen and didn't seem to even try to be quiet, blasting loud music as they drove up to her home.
Didn't care, had a ski mask on, but very loud and obnoxious, and they had no care in the world. Our car was in the driveway. They pulled up in front of the driveway, jacked up the car, and then sawed off the cat converter.
Police say they're investigating thefts on Buckley Avenue, Carroll Drive, and Emmett Street. And all of the witnesses described seeing about 3 to 4 people in a gray or silver sedan. Fortunately, no one was hurt. But people in those neighborhoods say it's a scary situation nonetheless for everyone involved.
It's been happening a lot more. The fact that somebody would come in during the middle of the night, coming into somebody's property, not knowing what they might have at home, you know, yeah, it's kind of scary.
Unfortunately, it's difficult to prevent becoming a victim. Thieves can access the part easily and take it quickly. But police want to remind people to prioritize their own safety and call 911 instead of confronting anyone. And neighbors say they'll continue to look out for one another.
More cameras around for the neighbors, you know, within the neighborhoods, everybody to kind of just stay like vigilant.
Bristol police is asking the people in those neighborhoods where these thefts happen to check their security footage if they see anything from late Saturday night into early Sunday morning that might help police with their investigation. Give them a call. Live in Bristol, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
Gabby, thank you. Tonight, state police are looking for a wrong-way driver who troopers tried to stop but got away from them over the weekend. The whole thing was caught on state police dash cameras. It happened on I-91 northbound around 3 p.m. yesterday morning. You can see a trooper swipe the side of the car, but state police say the driver just kept on going for 2 miles before getting off of exit 35. Police say they're now looking for a dark 4-door sedan with damage on the driver's side.
Our troopers are going out there and literally putting themselves at risk to try to stop these wrong-way drivers. And sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. And unfortunately, sometimes they get in accidents, and sometimes they're fatal.
This latest wrong-way driver comes after State Representative Quentin Williams was killed by a wrong-way driver in Cromwell 2 weeks ago. 2022 was also the deadliest year ever for wrong-way crashes in Connecticut, with 22 people dying in those wrecks. State police say if you see a wrong-way driver, you should quickly get out of their way, stop in a safe spot, and call 911.
Well, new at 10, the owner of the dog involved in an attack this morning is speaking out. 2 people were bitten by that dog, and their dog was also attacked and killed. This all happened on Beverly Road around 11 this morning. The woman who owned the dog says that there was a gap in her fence that allowed the dog, named Benny, to get out of the yard. Animal control officers secured Benny after the attack and had to euthanize him as a result of the incident. The owner expressed her sympathies for what she called a tragic accident. The attack is still under investigation. As Fox 61 celebrates Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we are looking at how Connecticut is remembering his life and legacy.
That includes in Cheshire, where children were challenged to lead their own march and define social justice instead of only learning about it in a classroom. Just like Dr. King did more than 60 years back, these kids marched through the streets of their town. The second annual Children's March is a joint effort with the state's Commission on Human Rights and Opportunity. The message from the march is that the fight to end racism is far from over.
We can speak up for ourselves and know that we're a part of things too.
What they feel about equality, what they feel about fairness, what they feel about our society and how we can come together.
Coming up on the news at 11, Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez will show us how Dr. King's teenage years here in Connecticut influenced his civil rights work decades later.
Governor Ned Lamont visited Stamford on this MLK Day. The event to honor the civil rights leader was held at Bethel AME Church. After an indoor service, people gathered outside for a march. Governor Lamont says honoring Dr. King today is a chance for all of us to renew our commitment to equality and justice. Coming up at 10:45, we're going to show you how other parts of the state paid tribute to Dr. King, including an artistic celebration right here in our state.
Just getting started.